Good morning, everybody. My name is Barry Schwartz, and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, December 31st. Happy New Year's Eve, everybody. I got a lot to discuss. We had a lot more Google search tremors this week, earlier in the week, and even yesterday, maybe today. We know that the December 2021 was probably the most volatile Google search ranking fluctuation period of all time, according to some data. Sex toy companies can't really rank for G-rated terms in Google search unless they pay for it. And, a lot of New Year's stuff to talk about, plus a lot more. And I'd like to thank their sponsor, Doodle, the website building platform ranked #1 in Google's recent Core Web Vitals report. They're also offering a 15% off their annual plans with a special promo code. You could access the promo code by clicking on this QR code, not really clicking, but taking a picture of it and going to it, or clicking on the link and then show the description to get to it. Thank you so much, Doodle, for sponsoring. Really, really, really appreciate it. Okay, so first up, on December 27th, 28th, potentially December 30th as well, yesterday, we saw and continue to see ranking fluctuations in Google search. Now, there's no way, absolutely no way, that somebody at Google search is pushing out changes to the algorithm or any updates to the algorithm this week. It's just not happening. What's happening is probably general machine learning changes, AI changes that happen by itself, searcher intents changing this week versus the previous weeks. So definitely change. New sites are coming in, old sites are going out. So that stuff is happening, but there is and has been significant chatter this week about changes in the search results. Plus, the tools are actually showing and spiking on the 27th and 28th, and even on yesterday, maybe even today, December 30th, December 31st. So if you are seeing changes, you're not alone. I don't think there's anything specific Google did outside of maybe just natural way of Google's changing. Morty Oberstein from Semrush posted data basically saying that December 2021 was probably the most volatile year or month of the year of 2021. So December was by far the most much amount of fluctuations measured by their tool over the course of how many days were hot, I guess, over those months, over that month. And it was way more than previous months, which is interesting. And we also know that Semrush said that the year of 2021 was more volatile than the previous years that they started tracking all this stuff years and years ago. So again, things are changing often with Google. It seems Google's getting much faster in changing things. So if you notice changes this year a lot, you're not crazy. And if you notice a lot more changes in December with only the product reviews update rolling out December 1st through those 3 weeks, the first 3 weeks of December, with nothing really else confirmed, you're not crazy. Google definitely has a lot of tremors this past month. Now, Alan Blewise asked John Mueller, do you keep some type of logbook, what we would call, I guess, change log of all the algorithm changes that went live? And John Mueller said, of course, yeah, Google does, but they're not stored in what Alan calls Google's book of secrets. It's basically probably stored in some type of change log, internal, maybe Git repository requests and so forth. Google actually used to publish, and I linked to it in this post, which I wrote about on December 27th. Google actually used to link to or post a change log of what they changed in search. It really was nothing that you or I could use for the most part. It was kind of gibberish. But if you want to take a look at that, definitely go to the post and click on it. But John Mueller basically said, yes, we do track these changes, and we keep them in some type of log. But even for Google to use that change log internally to say, why did this specific URL drop on this date, it's hard for Google to backtrack and say, this algorithm influenced that specific URL. So definitely keep that in mind. Very interesting and good question, Alan. John Mueller said, yes, most search algorithms work across all languages, but not all. We gave some examples, like Mum rolled out and it was just English initially. BERT also launched out with English only, then several months later expanded to, I think, 70 plus different languages. I think when Panda first rolled out, it was only English, and then it eventually went to other languages. I know product reviews update, April and also December, supposedly were English only. So there are cases of Google's search algorithms only working with specific individual languages, but John Mueller basically said most of these search algorithms are across all languages. if not today, in the future, but some of them are specific to only individual languages. With that, John Mueller said that he does believe that the Google product reviews update will impact languages above and beyond English. He actually thought that maybe it did today, that the December one that rolled out affected not just English, but Google's communication around that in the tweet basically said the December 1 product reviews update is only for English languages. So maybe Google's confused, I don't know. But eventually the product reviews update will affect other languages outside of English, so keep that in mind. That will happen at some point. We don't know when, but it will happen at some point. On the local side, Google Business Profiles, formerly Google My Business, now is testing a feature, some people actually see it, some people don't, to mark products as being special. So you could click Mark as Special for a product, and that would actually go ahead and place that product at the top of your products in the Google Local panel for your search, in Google Search for your business, as well as in Google Maps for your business if you have products showing up there. So keep that in mind. It's a way to promote things to the top. This was interesting. Google's John Mueller was asked back-to-back, week-to-week, or video-to-video on a Hangout, why does Adam and Eve, in the French version, not rank for its own name in Google Search? And the truth is, it doesn't even rank Adam and Eve in core search, in not just French results, in English results. Adam and Eve is spelled differently in French, so it's even more specific. But in any event, the same goes with Jack and Jill. Why are these G-rated terms that sex companies adopted, and Adam and Eve I think is like 50 plus years old, that sex toy companies actually adopted, not ranking in organic search? Somebody searching for Adam and Eve, maybe they want to find a sex toy company. Now, John Mueller said, he spoke to the Safe Search team, which is the adult filter in Google side, and basically said that they're not changing it. We think that maybe somebody might search for Adam and Eve and not want the sex stuff. Now, if you search for Adam and Eve sex toys, search for Adam and Eve brand, search for Adam and Eve toys, you will find that specific sex toy company. So you have to add qualifiers. But if you just search for Adam and Eve or Jack and Jill, you will not find it. Now, unless, this is the big point that I'm making with the article, is unless you're looking at the ads. And the ads are usually placed well above the organic free results. So Google's rationale that they don't want to show adult-related content to searchers, maybe children even, for those terms, only applies to organic results, not to the ads. Now, the kids who are searching for Adam and Eve's story, from the biblical story, or Jack and Jill poems or whatever, and searching for Jack and Jill or Adam and Eve, they're probably looking at the ads first, which, again, lead directly to the sex toy. So basically, my title was, Google Search won't rank sex toy companies for G-rated brand names, but Google Ads will for the money. Again, there's a distinction. Google Search and Google Ads are completely separate on the most part, but this distinction doesn't make any sense to me. Google's John Mueller said the Google Search Console link report is something that is not a priority for Google, and it shouldn't be a priority for you either. John Mueller said links should not be a priority that you're too obsessed with. Google Search Console also released this weird test they shouldn't have released, where it basically had 3 levels of announcements showing an announcement bar at the top of the search results. Here's what they look like, these 3 bars. One was an informational announcement in blue. One was a yellow minor issue announcement in yellow. And the final one was a major issue announcement in red. John Mueller said it was an internal thing. They should not have released it. Maybe they'll release it in the future, but it's not going live today. Pretty cool to see. John Mueller also said that there's no difference in terms of SEO value to linking, to having attribute links versus like a Nofollow versus a rel UGC versus a rel sponsor. Rel Nofollow, they're all the same in terms of SEO value. They communicate slightly different things to Google Search, but in terms of passing link juice or any SEO value that may pass from that link, they're all the same in terms of that, John Mueller said. Google Ads has a serving issue specifically with Gmail desktop browser-based ads. It happened before Christmas, and it's still going on at the time that I recorded this video. So it's been going on for about a week. Google Ads also is testing a way to exclude placements with smart shopping campaigns. It doesn't seem to work. It's weird because it's there, and there's another way to do it as well, but it does not seem to actually work. This was spotted by AdWord Experience, and if you tried it, according to Menachem Ami and other people, it basically just doesn't work. It's an interface, but it doesn't actually work. I'm trying to get more information from Google on that. Google Ads started rolling out the asset library, which is part of the Creative Studio, directly in Google Ads console. This started a few weeks ago, and it seems to be rolling out to more and more people. So if you see an asset library, it's what Google is rolling out in the Google Ads console. And this is interesting. There's a violation. It's not new. This is not a new thing, but a Google Ads violation for past violations. It's not a violation. It's actually a status saying this ad status for this ad has a past violation. And because of that, Google said since it was previously in violation of an ad policy, we are going to limit the amount of time that ad's being shown because we think that maybe you didn't realize that we re-enabled or we changed the policy to allow your ads. Now, if we go ahead and just allow them, it might deplete your budget too fast. So we're labeling this ad as past violations so that we don't serve it too much. You could go in there and take the necessary steps. There's several steps to take to go ahead and serve that ad at full force after you get that notice. So keep that in mind. It's pretty cool. I haven't seen that before, but it's been around for a while, supposedly. I did a poll this week asking folks, did you work over the Christmas holiday? We had about 500 plus results. Now, 47% said they did not work at all. The rest said they worked a little bit or a lot. Keep in mind, those who saw the tweet were probably working. Those who did not see the tweet were probably not working. So I suspect a lot more than 50% of SEOs did not actually work at all over the holiday break. But who knows? It's a small sample poll that it's not really scientific. So keep that in mind. John Mueller, again, year after year, I think 14 plus years and counting, has provided support, as we said, over the holiday weekend. Every year over the Christmas holiday weekend, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, also even New Year's, we'll see it probably again this New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, John Mueller provided support. And this year he actually did a whole hour plus long Google video, Webmaster Hangout video helping people, plus answering a bunch of tweets and so forth, and also Reddit threads. So cool to see John do that on the holidays. I know a lot of people are stressed on the holidays, especially if they're having ranking issues, so it's great to see John Mueller actually do that. Also, Bing had a little Santa hat, a little Easter egg for Christmas. If you do a search in Bing and videos come up, the play button actually has a little hat, Santa hat icon on it, which moves. Google Search has launched their New Year's Confetti again this year. Also, the New Year's Eve Doodle is live as well. The Confetti actually has an Easter egg. You click on it, actually will explode confetti, which is cute. And finally, this year, I actually, in addition to my 18-year anniversary post, which I did back in December 2nd or so, I decided it would be cool to do an analysis of who in the search community I cited the most. So what I did was I did a query across the whole past year of 2021 and looked at Twitter handles that I included in my blog posts over the course of past year. So I did around 2,000 blog posts. In those blog posts, about 1,350 distinct usernames of Twitter were used. So I sourced and cited over 1,300 different people in the search community over the past year in my articles. Of course, John Mueller by far was the most. He was the number one with 583 times. Then Glenn Gabe, Danny Sullivan, Google Search Central, Brody Clark, Search Liaison, Gary Method username, Google Ads, Morty Oberstein, Ads Liaison, Sad, Joyanne Hawkins, Lily Ray, Ginny Marvin, Google, Marie Haynes, Daniel Weisberg, Martin Split, and a bunch of others. So thank you so much to the search community. Without you, I wouldn't have probably close to 1,300 plus articles to write this year. Vast majority of my articles are always sourcing people in the industry. The purpose behind the Search Engine Roundtable is to basically cover the buzz that the search community, you folks, are talking about. And without this is pure evidence that this is what it's all about. So thank you so much. Everyone have a very safe, healthy, successful, happy 2022. And see you in January 2022. Bye-bye.